What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the DE podcast. It's definitely been a while, but me and EKAMRESH are back, and we have a lot to talk about. We have some recent NBA surprises. Honestly, we haven't had a podcast since like the very start of the NBA season, and we're about a month in. So we're going to give a little bit of an update on how teams are doing. We have a little bit of surprise midway through the podcast. So it's going to be great. So I think EKAMRESH, we can get started.
Yeah, so there's obviously a lot of crazy stuff that's happened in the NBA. The entire season has started since I think our last podcast was like mid-October. So I guess we'll get right into it with first our biggest surprises for the season so far. So I guess I'll ask you first, Daniel. What do you think your biggest surprises are?
I mean, when I was doing this, I didn't think too much about it. I was kind of in a rush, but then I looked at what you said, so I'm kind of thinking about that. But for me, honestly, the Bulls and the Suns, obviously, in our last podcast, we discussed that the Bulls are going to be something big this year. And I didn't think, they would be like number one, number two, and I think right now, like they're number three in the East right now, tied at number two with Miami. So honestly, the Bulls in Miami, like I expected them to be somewhere midway, like 6 seed, 7 seed. But now we see them like at the top behind Brooklyn, who obviously is at the top. And then we have the Wizards, the Cavs. But overall, for the Suns, the reason why I'm surprised about them is not because, they're bad and they're good. No. The Suns started 1-3, and I didn't have the confidence that I had for them right before the season was going to start. But ever since then, they've won every single game, and they're 13-3 or 14-3, excuse me, number two in the East, 13-game winning streak behind the Warriors, who are 15-2, maybe a 73-9 season. We never know. But yeah, I mean. I think that a conference finals series between the Warriors and the Suns would be awesome. Maybe Bulls Nets, that would be really cool. But yeah.
Yeah, so my biggest surprises are first the Cavs, which is pretty. I don't think anybody expected them to be 9-9 after almost 20 games in the season. I mean, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and Jared Allen have just have such good years this year. They're all averaging like career highs in points. Obviously, Mobley's a rookie, but still, like he's also at the top of the rookie of the year list. And then Garland and Jared Allen are having career years. They haven't even had Colin Sexton, who is out for the season with a meniscus injury.
Oh, and yeah, I didn't even know that. Oh, dang.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone for like the entire season.
Did he get injured during the season or before?
Well, he was a little bit injured before the season, and then he got injured, I think like in the 12th game or something. And then he was supposed to get surgery, and then I think they just declared him out for the season. So he's completely gone, but the Cavs are still pretty good. So
yeah, I did not know that. So that's interesting to know.
Yeah, and then another team, obviously, the Washington Wizards, who on the offseason, they traded Russell Westbrook to LA, which we'll get to later. And then they got Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Montrezl Harrell. Yeah. And so far in the season, it's pretty obvious who won that trade, and it's the Washington Wizards because they're 11-6 right now. Kyle Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell are also having career years, and they just look really, really good, which is so weird.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing great. They've had impressive games. I mean, they did have a tough loss against the Hornets yesterday. But I mean, overall, they're just like you said, like it was surprising how they're just coming out. Obviously, I can imagine a lot of people are doubting them just because of the whole Russell Westbrook thing and you don't have a star player. Bradley Beal is their star player. They've had impressive wins this year. They beat the Celtics. They had a win against the Hawks. I mean, they're beating good teams, so it's not like they're having an easy schedule. Like they lost to the best team of all time, the Raptors. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Cavs, who are one of the best teams right now in the league. yeah, that's all about. I can say they beat Miami too. So, um, yeah,
Yeah, it's kind
overall,
of weird. It's kind of weird too because Bradley Beal is only averaging 23 points per game on
exactly.
like 42% shooting, but they're better. It's really weird. Like he doesn't have to go off every night for them to even get a win anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And there's actually the Warriors also, but we'll talk about the Warriors later too. But yeah, I think moving on. I mean, I guess this is more of me talking. But it's how are the Raptors doing? I mean, I'm actually at the beginning. I already gave up because we went 1-3, and I thought it was going to be like a 181 season. Like, oh, all good. We're just gonna move on to next year. I'll just be like a Nets fan for the year. No, but the Raptors, they started out sluggish. I mean, they lost to the Wizards, but obviously nobody thought the Wizards were going to be that good, even in the first game. So I thought it was kind of a bad loss, but we went 1-3. We went on a humongous 5-game winning streak, and just take it in that I think we were 6-8 before Siakam came back, and then Siakam came back, and that was all without Siakam. So we went on a huge 5-game winning streak, beating the Cavs, beating the Wizards. I forgot who else we beat, but we Indiana twice, the Magic, but then we started losing. But now we're 8-10. I mean, honestly, it's better than what I thought it would be. I mean, right now, we're not in like an impossible spot, but I think we're not in a playoff spot, but we're currently 12th, where we were last year. But I mean, it's really close, and obviously it's the beginning of the year. Like between us and the 6th seed, it's 2 games. So I mean, it's really close to the beginning of the year. But if you wanted me to put my actual input, I think we're doing good. Scotty Barnes is number 2 on the rookie list, rookie of the year race. He's averaging 14.6 points, 3.5 assists. He's averaging 8.5 rebounds. So he's doing good for a rookie for sure. I did not expect him to come out like this.
I just remember when they drafted him over Jalen Suggs, and you posted that video of yourself like so mad at the Raptors, and now he's actually pretty good. It's just
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, I think the video is still on the podcast Instagram. You can probably go check it out. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I remember I was so sad because Jalen Suggs was like, obviously in college, everyone thought that Jalen Suggs was better and all that. So I think that Scotty Barnes has been really good, so not disappointed anymore. And yeah. Well, moving on, so today actually we have a sponsor. I got into contact with them, so I'll talk about that. So, Pure Hockey is an online hockey gear shop with 50 plus shops worldwide. They have pre-sale Black Friday deals, which means you can take an extra 25% off of all items. They have hot new products from Bauer, and they have Pure Rewards, which means if you have to pay a small amount of money on the website to get money off of all gears, I think it's 25%. They also sell NFL and NHL gear. It's weird, they sell football gear on a hockey website, but if you are an NHL fan, you can get your gear here, and it is www.purehockey.com. That is www.purehockey.com. Thank you, Pure Hockey, for being our first ever sponsor.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah. Moving on, I think EKAMRESH, you can probably start with this one. Who are the title contenders so far this year, in your opinion?
Oh, for me, easily the title contenders this year are the Warriors, the Suns, and probably the Nets. Those 3. And I guess I'll just go down the list. The Warriors, they are just amazing. Once again, they're 15-2, which is crazy. As you said before, 73-9 the season might happen.
Maybe.
They beat the Lakers, they beat the Nets, and they beat the Bulls. All of them have been pretty comfortable wins, if not blowouts. And they have their top 5 in offense and defensive rating, just like when they were winning their championships in the past 5 years. And this is all without Klay Thompson back, which is just insane. Like,
and
it's
James
only
Wiseman.
And James Wiseman, but more Klay Thompson than anything. Like,
Yeah.
Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, and the rest of that team. They're just so good. It's so weird because think about it. Last year, they didn't even make the playoffs. And now they're by far the best team in the NBA. So it kind of just shows like 1 year and a little bit more health and better roster construction can basically flip you completely from the bottom of the league to the top.
Yeah. Definitely Warriors, Suns, Nets, Bulls. I know it's kind of standing wise, like what I'm like the Warriors, Suns, Nets, Bulls, but I do think that all of these teams make the playoffs, no doubt. I would love to see them face off. I said it earlier. Warriors, Suns, Nets, Bulls. That'd be crazy. No, I think if you wanted to get an early championship opinion, I think the Warriors would take it. I mean, they've played the Bulls and the Nets already. Once they beat the Nets by 18 just about a week ago. They beat the Bulls like a week and a half ago by 26, which is insane. But honestly, something that I noticed, I didn't put this in, but something that I saw last year that I'm not seeing this year is, obviously Steph Curry, but it doesn't feel like he's carrying too much anymore. I'm a Raptors fan, obviously, and I watched the Raptors-Warriors game. We held Steph Curry to 12 points, and they still destroyed us because Jordan Poole had like 33. So honestly, I actually remember before the season started in one of our podcasts, we looked at the roster thing. This team's pretty useless except for Steph Curry, Draymond Green. I don't know. Maybe they're going to be something. But we have Manha Jellica, who's been, exceptional. We've had Draymond. We've had Kevon Looney, who's had a big impact. Damian Lee. Jonathan Kuminga has been doing great for his rookie year. Andre Iguodala has been doing great. Gary Payton II came out of nowhere. Jordan Poole has been having great performances. Juan Toscano has had, and Andrew Wiggins, of course, has had a humongous improvement from last season to this season. So, if the Warriors keep it up, then hopefully Curry will get a ring and hopefully he'll win his first Finals MVP, which is kind of crazy to say. But yeah.
Yeah, as you said about like the carrying thing, I think it was the Raptors game, right? Andrew Wiggins also had 32 points, while Steph Curry obviously didn't go off like he usually does. So the Warriors have a lot more depth this year, which is just crazy to think about considering what their roster was last year. And the fact that players like Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney all have stepped up in the place of Klay Thompson and for Steph Curry also just shows that if they continue to do this, I think, as you said, it's going to be a pretty easy path to the title. Maybe the Nets can challenge them, but I don't see anybody really challenging how good their offense has been and how good their defense has been this whole year.
Yeah, and like the Bulls, I mean, it's one game. Like, it's been in the playoffs before. I remember back like a year and a half ago in quarantine, I watched the Last Dance documentary, Michael Jordan's road to winning 6 titles. There are games when he got destroyed in the playoffs. Like, they played, I think it was in 96. They played the Supersonics, I think it was. And they were up 3-0. The Sonics destroyed them in both game 5 and game 6, and then they came out and won, or game 4, game 5, and they won game 6 pretty in a close game. So honestly, one loss can't define the entire, I guess, overview or opinion about a team. The Bulls have been looking great, and it didn't look like they played well against the Warriors. And Curry went insane. So imagine if they defended, locked up Curry, and and now the other guys have to do their job, which they've been doing pretty well, but you never know what could happen. So honestly, I kind of want a Warriors Bulls series because if Kyrie Irving's not going to come back before the season's over, I just don't think it's going to be like exciting. The Nets are a good team and all, obviously 13-5, 3-game winning streak, but against the Warriors, they don't have a big chance of winning.
Yeah, I just like the entire point of the Nets was to have 3 scoring options and 3 different people to be able to really push them against the league's top. Like, they want it to be a very top-heavy team with a solid bench. But then once you lose Kyrie, you have KD, who's obviously going to give you what he's going to give you. And then Harden, who honestly, he's been a little bit more streaky over the past years than when he was in Houston. So I think he's still getting adjusted to that second role. And without Kyrie, I don't know. I don't really know if they can really challenge the Warriors. And yes, they have a pretty solid bench. LaMarcus Aldridge has been pretty great for them this year. and so has Patty Mills. But the Warriors they seem to do everything slightly better than the Nets.
Yeah, just like more efficient, more smooth, honestly. But yeah, moving on, I will start off with this one. We'll give our thoughts on the LA Lakers. They're currently 9-10. They've had a few disappointing losses to the Thunder, the Blazers, and the Timberwolves, and obviously they lost to the Thunder 2 times where they're up by a lot, and then the Thunder came back and took the dub. Honestly, at this point, I mean, it's really early in the season, but if the playoffs were to happen right now, they're not championship contenders. I think that
Well, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs, really. They would be in the play-in because
yeah,
they're
I
so
think
bad.
that the way they're playing right now, like no offense to all the Lakers fans that are watching, but I think that it's gonna be like a play-in tournament. Maybe I said lose, but maybe win the play-in, maybe lose. But again, it's the first quarter of the season. We can't say much yet. But if the players were to start now, then that'd be the result. I don't think the team chemistry is there. I think they're. This is kind of a strong statement, but I said that they're worrying too much about signing good players instead of putting puzzle pieces together. But you can kind of see that, right? Because
Yeah,
Russell
definitely.
Westbrook, he's not doing the best. Like obviously we just said, the Wizards won the trade because they got two guys from the offseason that everybody thought they're not going to do good. They're probably doing better than Russell Westbrook's doing right now. So honestly, I think that they don't have the championship defense that they used to have, and I don't. Yeah, the team chemistry. Like, what I mean by putting puzzle pieces together is just the chemistry. Like everybody coming together, having the same ideas. Offense, defense. This is the game plan. Let's go and execute it. And it doesn't even matter if they're old or not. It's not because they're the oldest team in the league or something like that. You can see LeBron. He's doing what he's doing at 37. Steph's 33, and he's doing what he's doing. So it's crazy. But anyways, I still think that they're not doing as well. LeBron was injured, and like you said, they're 5-3 with him and 4-7 without him. So, I mean, LeBron is a big piece, and maybe a little bit of their season not doing well is due to him being injured. But I mean, I just don't think they're doing that well. Like they lost to the Thunder 2 times. Like it's just crazy because the Thunder are like 6-11, which is not bad. But then they're the Rockets who are 1-16 with a 15-game losing streak. So that's better than them. But you cannot lose to the best teams. Even the Raptors don't lose to those good teams that way.
Yeah. So I think the puzzle pieces thing was a really good point because, like, Russell Westbrook just does not fit on this team well because he just can't shoot the three and maybe even the mid range. He's not good at shooting at all. So when you put LeBron, AD, Russell Westbrook, and like Dwight Howard on the field, onto the court, who are not like LeBron is almost league average, AD is below, Russ is below. Dwight Howard is actually shooting like 74% from three, but he's only taken like 5 attempts. But my point is that there's not a lot of shooting for the Lakers, and their spacing is just so off because they really only usually in their lineups when AD is not at the center, they usually only have like Taylor Horton Tucker or Avery Bradley or Kent Bazemore, just one player that is actually a pretty decent three-point shooter. And that just makes it so much harder to score in today's NBA. And on top of that, like having Russell Westbrook and LeBron is like almost I would call it useless if you have them on the floor at the same time because LeBron is just like a more efficient, better shooting, better playmaking version of Westbrook. So it's like when LeBron is on the floor, all Russ can do is stand to the side and wait to try and get that 3-point attempt, which he's more likely to miss than make. So it's such a what?
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's so weird. Like I don't know why they traded for Westbrook. They should have traded for Bradley Beal or Buddy Hield, who were both guys who are more off ball. They shoot the ball way better than Russ does, and they would fit with LeBron and AD way better. Like I would have just because like think about it. LeBron is LeBron, and then AD is like Chris Bosh. So why not get someone like Dwayne Wade, right? But
That is
I
a
mean,
good point. Yeah.
I don't really know what the Lakers are thinking.
even in 2K, I cannot shoot with Russell Westbrook. So it's so hard. I can't. But moving on. We've had some recent events. EKAMRESH, you can probably start off, but the Pistons and Lakers had a brawl between a rookie and the GOAT, LeBron James. Very weird to say that they've had a brawl because LeBron, LeBron is not that guy to be dirty. And I don't think he really meant it, but maybe he did. But Isaiah Stewart just, he stood up like that. But yeah, you can start.
So I think it was just a weird situation. So like LeBron and Isaiah Stewart were boxing each other out on the free throw. And I think Isaiah Stewart just like pushes LeBron a little bit forward. So LeBron is like, get off of me, and like elbows him in the face and then pushes him away. Stewart just is kind of calm at the beginning. He's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. LeBron's like, hey, are you okay? And then Stewart just starts bleeding because obviously LeBron elbow and then smack to the face just caused a lot of blood to come down. And then once I think he felt that blood or whatever, he just started to go crazy. Like, he had to have, like, the whole coaching staff, Cade Cunningham, everybody had to just hold him down to stop him from attacking LeBron. And LeBron is just like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it, He's trying to be all pacifist. And so then after that, Stewart's like, yeah, okay. And he walks away. He looks like he's just going to go to the tunnel, going to go take a shower, get ready, go home. And then he suddenly just charges back onto the court, breaks through like 5 coaches, throws Cade Cunningham to the side, charges at LeBron. And then it was only because the referee grabbed him did he not get to LeBron. And then they secured him again. And then they walk him off again. And then again, he goes back again for the 3rd time. He charges at LeBron. And it was just so weird that he did it so many times. It's like he kept doing it. And then the announcer in the arena kept saying, like, I request all fans to stay in their seats. Please do not leave your seats.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely
another malice at the powers. It was so funny.
Yeah.
So it's so weird that LeBron was involved in a fight.
Yeah. He's LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron's never involved. But I mean, honestly, I thought it was gonna be Malice in the Palace all over again. For Isaiah Stewart to be challenging LeBron and a little bit of Russell Westbrook like that, you gotta give props to him in a way because he wasn't afraid to challenge that. Because a lot of the guys like Michael Jordan, like so many people were afraid of him. I don't think it was the right way to challenge him. Like, he should have just challenged him with his game. But obviously he got elbowed, so he kind of had his own right to go after LeBron like that. But I mean, listen, LeBron is not dirty. But Isaiah Stewart, I mean, instead of being this, actually take the bet, not dirty, but that's what people think of him now. Maybe a little bit dirty, but he was actually on my fantasy basketball team, and I accidentally drafted him. But then I traded him for Kyle Kuzma, so I'm doing great.
Yeah. So I mean, one other thing about this. Isaiah Stewart actually on Twitter, he tweeted, he said @King James, and then he wrote December 28th, and then with like the looking eyes emoji, because the Lakers and Pistons are playing each other on Saturday. So it's just gonna be so funny. I'm waiting for that to see what happens because they're both gonna be back
on November 28th.
Yeah, it's gonna be such a weird matchup. But I'm so ready for it.
That's Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday, but I'm so ready for it. It's just like. Imagine another brawl happens.
That'd be funny if like LeBron just like doesn't play and says that he's taking a rest.
Just so he doesn't have to deal with Isaiah Stewart again. I mean, it was just so random. Like, I remember I was on my phone and I was actually looking at my fantasy team, which has Isaiah Stewart and LeBron James on it. And then I was like, oh, let me go see how many points both of them have. And then on SportsCenter, I see, LeBron James and Isaiah Stewart have both been ejected for a brawl against each other. And I was like, what is going on? I just lost so many fantasy points from it. I was like, what? So two most random people.
Points from that too.
It's like, I did not expect, out of all people, LeBron James to get in a fight and to get ejected too. I thought they wouldn't eject him, and then they actually did. So it's kind of, honestly, respect to the referees for ejecting him, because a lot of times people say that the refs just favor LeBron and they just, they give him a free pass to do whatever he wants, to complain and everything. But the fact that they rejected him or ejected him, not rejected him, shows that yeah, they blocked him.
Yeah.
It shows that they actually like they have standards. They're not just like, oh yeah, whoever is a star could just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So, I mean, crazy situation, but I think one thing that's even crazier is definitely the MVP race for this year. And Daniel, who is your MVP pick so far?
I mean, for me, definitely Curry. I mean, the things that he's been doing are amazing with these high scoring performances, and not even just helping offensively, but not helping just offensively, but also defensively on the defensive end. But also KD, without Kyrie, it's definitely harder for the Nets. But he figured out a way to lead the team. Now they're the best team in the East, I guess. So it's a great start. But I think overall Curry, I think as the Nets, everybody expects them to do great. Curry doesn't have like a sidekick yet. We'll see when Klay Thompson comes back. But Steph Curry doesn't have a sidekick yet. So yeah, I mean those are my thoughts right now on the MVP.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easily Curry because I could even go as far to say as it might even be unanimous just because like he's having such a crazy season. He has the best record. He is second in the league in scoring behind Kevin Durant, but only by 0.1 points. It's 28.5 points for KD and 28.4 points for Steph. So they're really, really close. Then he's playing very efficiently. He's shooting over 40% from three, over 45% from the field. And he has the most three-pointers in the history of the NBA through 15 games. So if he continues to have like this type of season where he breaks Ray Allen's all-time three-point record, where he scores the most three-pointers ever in a season, gets the number one seed, maybe even breaks like the 73-9 record, you never know. I think it's really big trouble for the rest of the league. And he will easily get his third MVP. And actually, on a side note, like if Curry wins MVP and then possibly a championship and a final MVP, do you think he'll be a top 10 player of all time?
Ooh, that's a toughie. Maybe.
Because, like, think about it. He has 4 rings, 3 MVPs, a lot of All-Stars, so many All-NBAs, 1 Finals MVP, all-time three-point leader, best shooter ever in the NBA. I think like that's probably really close.
How many three-pointers away is he?
I don't know, but I just know he's pretty close. I think he can do it this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, is it the most three-pointers of all time?
Yeah, most three-pointers in a career. And he's like played only half the games that Ray Allen has played, and he's so close.
Yeah, he's he is 55 three-pointers away.
Yeah, so he'll easily get that. And like if I just think about like who's near the bottom of the top 10, like Wilt Chamberlain, I would think for me, and maybe like Bill Russell. I honestly think Curry has like a better, maybe not Bill Russell, but Wilt Chamberlain. Curry might have a better resume than him. And like also Hakeem, I feel like Curry, because he could have 4 championships, and that automatically can like boost you up to more than most players, plus the MVPs and the 1 Finals MVP. Obviously, if he had more, he'd be a lot stronger. But 1 is still pretty good, and I don't know, just best three-point shooter ever. I think that's enough. I think he might just be like number 10, but I think he could crack it.
Yeah. Okay, so we have one last thing for today. It's actually a little bit different. We are going to be reviewing our fantasy basketball teams.
Yes, let's go.
We've been talking about it so much. I just brought it up today when we were talking, and I just thought that it would be really cool. So I can go with my team easily. So we're 1-0. We're losing by 300 points right now, but anyways, we're 1-0. So my team is actually pretty good. So my starting lineup is Steph Curry, D'Angelo Russell, LeBron,
I heard he's okay.
Randall, and Andre Drummond. And then on the bench we have Kemba Walker, Kristaps Porzingis,
oh, that's good.
Scotty Barnes,
of course,
Dinwiddie, and Kelly Oubre Jr. And then on the reserves we have Klay Thompson, Duncan Robinson, and Kyle Kuzma. So when Klay Thompson comes back, I'm gonna put Klay Thompson on the roster.
Yeah.
But we won our first one by a lot. I don't know if I can see, but we destroyed the other team by like 700 points because his team sucks. But we're losing. We're losing by a lot right now. We're losing by He has the guy has like Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton. Like his players play every night. He has LaMelo, Malcolm Brogdon, Norman Powell, DeJounte Murray, Karl Anthony Towns, Alonzo Ball, DeAndre Ayton, Carmelo, Jeremy Grant. So he has like a really good team. What's your team?
Okay, my team. Okay, so we've been playing a little bit longer in our league. I'm currently 1-3. I'm not very good right now, but I'll explain why. So My starting lineup currently is Tyrese Maxey, who's the Sixers point guard, Bradley Beal, LeBron James, Lauri Markkanen, because Tobias Harris is injured, but usually it's Tobias Harris.
Okay.
And then Jarrett Allen. Okay? And then for my bench, I have Norman Powell, Nikola Vucevic, Isaiah Stewart, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Jay Crowder. So my team is not bad, but
it's so bad.
we're not great. No, here's the thing. Like, you would not expect Tyrese Maxey to be good, but he's actually really good in fantasy. Like, he's one of my top scorers because he just gets a lot of assists and he scores a lot of points now. Like, he's not a top player in the NBA, but he's a top fantasy player. It's really weird.
Speaking of injuries, I think LeBron is suspended today.
No, he was suspended yesterday, actually, because he played the Knicks yesterday.
So it says he's day today right now.
He should be playing today. Hopefully he doesn't sit out because I really need his points today.
I put Kyle Kuzma in the starting lineup just to make sure.
Yeah, I think it's to be like a game time thing. He'll probably
it says he's questionable due to an abdominal strain.
Again? Oh my God! No, please, LeBron. I need LeBron to play. I traded Draymond Green.
I put LeBron.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for him.
I put LeBron in injury reserve, so I'm cool.
Yeah, I traded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Draymond Green for LeBron and Jay Crowder. So if LeBron doesn't play, that trade just doesn't work out, and I basically gave up Draymond for nothing.
Yay!
But here's the thing: my team is they're pretty good. Like right now, I'm losing, but only by 10 points. Okay, so I should be fine. But I've just been so injured.
I'm getting smoked, so you're good.
Every player has been injured. LeBron injured. Jared Allen, he had like a sickness that wasn't COVID, and he was out for 10 days. Bradley Beal, he was out.
Wait, do you put Klay Thompson to the injury reserves?
Yeah, the guy. I tried to trade for Klay Thompson. I tried to send Jay Crowder for Klay Thompson.
Bro.
to my friend.
Crowder. Who would want Jay Crowder for Klay?
Because Klay Thompson is injured, so I was like, Klay's not going to play, so why don't you just give me the trade?
I put LeBron out for Kyle Kuzma, and then Klay Thompson's in the injury reserve. I want to get one more player. Kyrie Irving is on the market.
You should pick him up just in case. Put him on injury reserve.
Oh, Jordan Poole's not. I'm adding Jordan Poole. Okay, we have Jordan Poole on my team. Let's go.
Oh my God, there's this
I put Jordan Poole on my team. Let's go, yo. Let's go. Jordan Poole's on the team. Let's go.
There's this one guy in my league who has LaMelo Ball, Damian Lillard, Paul George, Drew Holiday, Kyle Lowry, and CJ McCollum. Like he's crazy. He's 4-0 right now. Like I wish I had that too.
Do you put like the days that people play games? Do you put them in for the guys who aren't playing?
Yeah, I switched. You have to switch the lineup basically every day.
Yeah. Okay. I don't do that, but no.
Then you just lose points.
Yeah, I know. I'm doing that right now. All right.
Actually,
my team's looking sharp.
Who I really want? I want Jokic. Jokic is so good.
I had Jokic. I actually had. Wait, isn't it? Actually, I think my old I'm gonna log out of this because I have my old fantasy team, and I honestly rage quit on it because I was doing so bad. Um, but I actually want to see because I might still have it. I didn't delete. I didn't know how to delete, so I just logged out and I never came back to it. But I
Mhm.
might still have my team. It's weird that we're doing this on a podcast, but
No, no, it's basketball related.
wait,
Essentially.
this is my team right now. Okay, I gotta log out of this. Yeah, but
But
I had Jokic on my old team. I actually forgot my roster. Actually, I want to go check it out because I had an account with two rosters, and
uh-huh.
one of them was doing really good and that I randomly picked, and one of them was doing really bad that I manually picked. All right,
Mhm.
let's see. So we have Team Danny versus Mary Jane, and I think I won one and I tied one. We're down by 200 points right now, but my roster is, yeah, this is a team that I picked. It's actually good though. Chris Paul, Anthony Edwards, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic, Jalen Green, Andrew Wiggins, Miles Bridges, Harrison Barnes, Scotty Barnes, Kyle Kuzma, RJ Barrett, and Klay Thompson.
That team is really good. You have Anthony Davis and LeBron. That's crazy. Like Anthony Davis is so good.
Yeah, but we're 1-1 right now.
Really.
We got destroyed in our first game, and we won our second. And then my other team is losing by actually, we're winning actually by, oh, we're 1-1 as well. And this is a team that I didn't join the draft. I just picked it. It's
Mhm.
actually it's not that bad. It's De'Aaron Fox, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Brendan Ingram, Cat, Terry Rozier, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Suggs, D'Angelo Russell, Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr., Brooke Lopez, Zion Williamson, and who is this guy? Sadiq Bey.
Oh yeah, you know what? Zion hasn't actually one thing, like Zion hasn't played this season yet. It's so weird. Like
Oh, that's so true.
like apparently I was reading about it. Apparently he's like too overweight to play. So they're scared that he's gonna get injured. Like that's why he hasn't played. But it's like such a weird reason, right? Because you would think like a professional basketball player would have like trainers to get him in shape or something. But apparently Williamson was like he got injured and then he got really overweight and now they just don't play him because they're scared he's gonna get injured again and he's not in shape.
That's so sad.
I honestly think that I think the Pelicans should trade him.
He's too overweight to play. That makes so much sense. Did you watch the Mountain Dew commercial where he was with Zach LaVine?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he looks so overweight, and then Zach LaVine looked like built.
Yeah, because I don't think he's played like actual basketball for a few months now. I don't even know what
I
the
like how
fuck.
we're just like, you know what I'm gonna do once we finish this podcast? I'm gonna make another fantasy team on this account, so
Another fantasy.
I can grind it out.
It's so weird because I was actually reading about this yesterday, and apparently like he's supposed to get a contract extension at some point, right? Because he's already in his third year, but they haven't because he hasn't been playing,
That's
and he's just honestly the Pelicans kind of really wasted their draft. You know what I mean?
Wait, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he posted something on Twitter, and he said, "You won't believe me, but yesterday a kid just told me to try dunking my Oreos in milk. Man, game changer."
Yeah, this is so funny. I saw it. Yeah, he didn't.
on Bleacher Report. That's the funniest thing ever.
He didn't know. He didn't know what like dunking Oreos was.
Dunking
It's so
Oreos in
funny.
milk. Man, game changer. Giannis posts the funniest. I actually had Twitter, and then I deleted it just because I'm thinking about re-downloading it because I actually like Twitter. It's pretty good.
Giannis is like, I like Giannis, but the Bucks are not that good this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think wasn't Drew Holiday out?
I think Chris Middleton was out. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it was Chris Middleton. Then he came back recently. But Giannis is averaging 26.9, 11.9, and 6.0. So he's actually not doing bad at all.
Yeah, but like he was. Remember when he was averaging like 30 points per game for those
38.
2 seasons when he won the MVP?
He averaged 30.
30.
Oh, 30.
No,
I thought they said 38. I was like, what?
Then he would be like Michael Jordan season. No, but he averaged like 30 points per game, and he was really, really good. And then I don't know. They won the championship last year, so I guess if I was Giannis, I would just like sit back this season, relax a little bit, and then really get back into it next
Yeah,
season.
Steph Curry wouldn't do that. Steph Curry would go for the back-to-back.
That's true. Steph Curry had the chance of winning 5 straight finals, actually. If you think about it, it's so weird.
The tweet that I just talked about, it got posted 16 hours ago, and it has 200,000. It has 110,000 likes.
Yeah,
It has
because Giannis is so popular.
No, but like his
so.
other tweets have like 17,000, 20,000, 5,000. Like he doesn't get many likes on his tweets, even though he has 2 million followers. It's like
Yeah.
my Twitter account had 1 follower.
Maybe one day you'll get to the Giannis status. One day.
It's like my Instagram. Just take time. You'll get 10,000 followers, and you'll live life.
Exactly. You got to build it up over time.
Exactly.
Oh, the Nuggets are on a 5-game losing streak.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
know that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Weird. Some of these teams I did not like. The season is so different. Like the Hornets are the 5th seed, and then the Hawks are the 11th seed. Then like the Lakers are obviously the 9th seed right now, and then the Mavericks are the 4th seed, and Luka didn't even play for like 4 games in a row because he was injured. It's just so weird. Like,
but the Rockets are 1-16.
The Rockets
1-16.
They've lost 15 straight.
They're 0-11 on the road. They're 1-5 at home.
Oh no.
They're 0-10 in their last 10. Who did they even lose to? Wait, I want to check.
They got blown out by the Grizzlies, who are only like 8-9 or something.
That's just sad. They won their second game of the season, and then they lost. They lost to the Timberwolves by 18. They beat the Thunder by 33. That's impressive. Then they lost. It's not that they're getting destroyed. They lost to the Lakers, Mavericks, and Celtics by 10. They lost to the Jazz by 31. Okay. They lost to the Lakers by 2. They lost to the Suns by 12. They lost to the Nuggets by 1. They lost to the Warriors by 13. They lost to the Pistons by 8. So it's not like they're even like there are a lot of games where
the Pistons. Oh my god.
Yeah, there are games where they're losing by a lot, but then there are games where it's like super close. So you never really know.
Yeah, but they literally just got blown out by 18 for the Celtics, so it's not like
there was some destruction yesterday. I don't know if it was the Rockets, but some team got blown out by like 50 yesterday. Or is it the day before yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. Oh, well, the Pacers beat the Bulls by 32. The Bucks beat the Bucks beat the Magic.
God.
Yeah, the Pacers beat the Bulls by 32. The Bucks beat the Magic by 31. Then, wow, I can't find it. I remember. There's a lot of 30-point blowouts, but the Raptors beat the Warriors by 53 last season. I will always remember that game. It was so chill. It was so nice. 53-point victory over Curry, even though Curry didn't play. It's all good.
Isn't Curry your favorite player?
Yeah, he is.
But you still don't care that you're just happy that he got blown out?
No, I mean, I like Curry and everything. Like, if the Raptors get eliminated, the Warriors are my second option because of Curry.
Oh, okay. Bandwagon fan?
I'm not a bandwagon. I'm a Raptors fan.
Okay, but why do you like Steph Curry?
I mean, my first ever NBA game that I watched like on TV was Warriors Wizards, and Curry dropped like 50 that night. It was it was Warriors Knicks in the Garden. Remember when Curry dropped like 54?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the first game that I watched on TV, and I just remember and I liked him so much. I just I have to.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This was great. We had a good recap of the season. We bragged off our fantasy teams and talked about everything else. So yeah, guys, make sure to, if you're on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, make sure to throw us a follow, download the video. I did not tell EKAMRESH this, but we are going to be opening up the podcast on Apple Podcasts also. And then we're also going to get some Instagram, just some shorts maybe, just some updates. Make sure to go follow our Instagram. And yeah, guys, with that being said, it is Daniel and EKAMRESH, and we will see you guys next time.